Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my magnum opus, you may call it. A few years ago, I stumbled across this YouTube channel. I don't remember how I came across it, but I stumbled across it nonetheless. It's called Prophetic Worship Gathering. Now, it's a little worship channel. They do weekly prayers and things of that nature. Like every week they have like a live stream that they do where they the main guy prays for like 2 hours, and it's kind of crazy. But this account has some odd ties and some odd little messages, and after digging deeper into this account and their connections, I've made some incredible findings. And so this is a culmination of my research that I've done on the past 2 weeks. So let's start off with the YouTube channel itself, Prophetic Worship Gathering. The YouTube channel uploads quite a bit. They have very many videos on a bunch of different topics. For example, they do this thing called prophetic reports. Now, prophetic reports are very interesting. Let's just take a look at the type of topics and subject matters that they cover.
Hey guys, how you doing? I just want to give you some updates, reports happening. A lot of things have happened today and the weekend, as you know. Tons of stuff. Over the weekend, you know about the tanker fire thing that happened, the collapse of the 195 of the basically truck tanker that exploded on fire, that made a collapse of the freeway. So there's a lot of major problems happening because of the fire and everything. There's a collapse, and now it's going to take months, a long time. It says it's going to take some number of months to repair of that. So if you're traveling in that area, to avoid that because of the situation, traffic, all this stuff. So that's a mystery in how that tanker went on fire or caught on fire and stuff like that. So interesting on that. So keep an eye on those tankers or those trailers and stuff like that. Something's going on.
Okay, so you might be wondering, what the hell does this have to do with religion? Nothing really, but it kind of gives you a good sense, I believe, of like kind of the gullibility, or like the deeper thinking that this person does. They do a lot of like trying to like tie things to religion, and like specifically like the end times and like just mysterious things going on. They try to tie a lot of it to religion when it might not have anything to do with religion. So, you know, because this is prophetic reports. Now, I did skip over one minor thing. The definition of prophetic or prophetic speaker is in religion, a prophet or prophetess is an individual who is regarded as being in contact with a divine being and is said to speak on behalf of that being, serving as an intermediary with humanity, or delivering messages or teaching from the supernatural source to other beings, or other people. I can't read. Prophetic worship. Our boy here, our big boy, is claiming that he is talking on behalf of God. Talking on behalf of God, the Holy Spirit, the Trinity, all that good stuff. That's our first little prophetic report, tankers and stuff. But we're not here for that. If you notice up at the top here, at the title, alien invasion is included.
Also, there was another story regarding the UFO that landed. And I don't have to show the pictures, do I? You got the idea. That this person called in saying that an alien ship that landed, and these two aliens that was in his backyard, and he called 911 regarding that. You know, it's kind of interesting though, as he reported all this stuff. You know, with everything happening today, you know, you kind of wonder why didn't he take some pictures or some kind of video thing, right? You kind of wonder about that, you know.
So Yeah, there it is. He's talking about aliens and stuff. So it's not just a religion thing. There's a little bit of like supernatural activities and stuff that he talks about. A main thing about this channel is their obsession, we'll call it, with the US debt clock. Now, scrolling through, there's quite a bit of videos about the US debt clock and strange images that come up on the US debt clock. Like this, another strange image on the US debt clock 11/28/23, another strange image on the US debt clock, strange image on US debt clock 11/16/23. There's a lot of these. Scrolling through, there's a ton of these videos about the US debt clock. And so I'm like, what the fuck is the deal with the US debt clock? Now, so the US debt clock is a website. He's referring to the website. This is the website. You know, it's got a whole bunch of numbers and stuff. And this has always been what I think a reliable website, because I remember in like 5th grade or something, we were talking about some economics, and I remember my teacher showed us this website. This is the website she brought up, showing like the US debt and stuff, right? So I've always thought it was a very reliable website. You know, it's something you could refer to. But ladies and gentlemen, that's where our first rabbit hole here begins. So in these videos about talking about these strange images on the US debt clock, what he calls cryptic messages. And first of all, I'm going to play not just the video, but the intro here. The intro to these prophetic worship videos are something I couldn't do. They're incredible. Let's take a look. With Isamu. So Isamu is our guy. He's the one presenting all of this stuff to us, and we'll do a little bit of digging on him in a little bit. But he's our main protagonist here. He's the one that runs this channel, and then the other channels linked to it, which we'll get into. But let's take a look at the US debt clock image and the strange image on the US debt clock.
Today there was strange Bible message US debt clock. Message reads, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." A Bible verse which means, after Jesus explained to his disciples.
So yeah, then he describes the Bible verse and what it means and stuff, and I'm being honest, we're not interested in that. We are here to analyze what is going on with this image. Why is this on the US debt clock website, and what do we do about it, you know? So I was like, how is he getting these, right? How is he getting these strange images on the US debt clock? So I went to the website, right? And then I come up here to this open secret window button up here, right? Now we click on this and it gives us a thing, right? This is today's. I haven't seen this yet, but this is today's. Now this, I don't think history records that the money changes, the money changers have used every form of abuse, intrigue, deceit, and violent means possible to maintain their control over governments by controlling money and its influence. Fuck, I don't know what that word is, but anyway, so this is kind of an odd thing to have, or like an odd quote, I guess, to have on the US debt clock, right? But we're gonna ignore this one. And other times that I have gone on here, there are religious messages. When you click this little thing up here, there are religious things that pop up, which was odd to me. Why? Because I always assumed that this website was run by it says .org. It's usdebtclock.org. So I was like, it's got to be like an organization, right? And like not necessarily like a government organization, but like someone whose best interest is providing information about the US debt and what we got going on, pretty much, right? So I was like, what organization? And if you click through the website, if you scroll down, they have an app, right? And on this review, it says, which I don't know who wrote this. I don't know. It doesn't credit anybody, but it says, "I love this app. Incredible. So much education and information built into it. I say you guys hit a huge home run bigly. I don't know what bigly means. Real quick, I'm editing right now. I just want to interject that bigly is also a reference to this person, and it's when they're saying big league, they'll say bigly, you know, just like a little weird speech they do. All right, get back to it. But huge. That is obviously in reference to our boy, Donald Trump.
Sometimes they say huge.
So that got me thinking, is this website maybe more political then? Because we know Republicans and conservatives are good Christian boys, right? So maybe they're pushing these Christian messages onto the US debt clock thing. So I was like, so it got me interested on what kind of organization runs this website. Now, if you go to their about page, comes up with this, right? A whole bunch of yapping. And after reading it, it doesn't say anywhere in here that there is an organization or anything. I looked down here and I said usdebtclock.org is not associated with any government agency or funded by or affiliated with any politically active party, organization, or lobbying group. usdebtclock.org is not affiliated with the physical National Debt Clock in New York City, established in 1989, or with any other debt clock online. Okay, so what is it? It's associated with somebody. There's a person or a group that it is associated with that made the thing. Who is it? It doesn't say anywhere on this page, right? You know, pause and read the yapping if you want. It's pretty much just like, this is a way for us to educate people on how our government is spending our money, stuff like that, right? Which I think is dope. I think, yeah, people should know what kind of like how we're spending our money and stuff. So I think the cause is noble. Or is it? Because we don't know who runs this shit. We don't know who's running the show, who's behind the screen. So I started doing some digging. Now, if we go back to the app thing, right? I'm thinking, okay, if you go into, for me, I'm a droider myself. I have an Android phone. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the Google Play Store and I'll look up the app because it says underneath the apps what company or development team, whatever, made the app, right? Upon opening up the page for the app, you can see that the app is owned by NoNoBergy Labs LLC. I will also mention that it is $5, and that seems a little odd when you can just look it up on Google for free. I didn't buy it. I don't know if there's anything special in the app. I wasn't about to pay for it. But it is owned by NoNoBergy Labs LLC. So I looked into this LLC. All LLCs and stuff like that are public, so you can look this shit up. And looking up the LLC, I found an address, and then I found like the date and stuff that it was made. But that was kind of where I was lost. This is what I found though. NoNoBergy Labs LLC is a Michigan domestic limited liability company filed on October 14th, 2013. The company's filing status is listed as active and its file number is whatever, right? And then I got the address, and the address shows up this building. So this building is in Flint, Michigan. I couldn't find anything else. I caught a dead end there. And so I was like, fuck, dude. Maybe someone else has done this research though. So I did what any good person does, or I did what any smart researcher does. So I went to TikTok. And sure enough, I found somebody that was that had found them. But this was recent. The video that I'm about to play is from 11/13, from November 13th, right? Which is important because this is like, I might be on groundbreaking stuff here. I might be a part of something big here, which is kind of cool. But the person who created this video is Carner James, and by looking at it, he makes a bunch of different, just like topical kind of news stuff on his TikTok page. And I don't know. I don't know how reliable he is. I will put that out there. I don't know how reliable he is. But here's his video of the US debt clock guy. Here we go.
I found him. I actually did. Took a little digging, but I finally found him.
Now, off the bat, what you might first notice about this man is that me and him are rocking the same chair. We got the same chair, baby. Shout out Office Depot for making a cheap ass gaming chair. This thing was like $60, and it's a chair. It fucking works. It's comfortable. So shout out my boy for he's got the same tush cush as me. You know, let's go, dude. All right, let's continue.
So here's how I did it, and I'll tell you who it is. I couldn't find anything on the owners in the Who Is history. But the app maker NoNoBergy Labs LLC, which is the makers of USDebtClock.org application, has a website called NoNoBergyLabs.org, which came online back in 2017, as well as with a very simple image or logo of a clock inside a medical beaker. Kind of strange.
So what he's referring to is when you look up the website, and I saw this too when I did my research, I found this too. They have both a chrononumericlabs.com and .org. And the website on chrononumericlabs.com is just this image. It's just this image. And it's like in the corner of the screen, like this screenshot is the full web page. It's just that you can't click on anything, it's just that. Now, chrononumericlabs.org has this. This is their page. Exact same thing, just a different image. Also in the top left corner, and can't click anything. So it is a little weird that these people don't even have like a website. Like the people who the LLC that like owns this, what I would consider reputable website, doesn't even have like a real website. The LLC just exists in like this small building and there's nothing else, you know? Let's continue with our boy.
The address of NoNoBergy Labs is, I won't read the rest, but it's in Flint, Michigan. There are hundreds and hundreds of businesses registered to this address, especially in the suite. I can't say the suite number. Upon looking at the building, it's a very small building that seems to hold no more than 50 micro companies. Very, very tight quarters.
Now, I don't know how he got. Well, I think it's probably simple how he got that information. He probably just went to like the building listing, and that's what they do. They have the building is for like small like business working spaces, right? So it's like there's like 50 companies in there, but he said the suite, a bunch of different businesses into it, which is possible, right? If it's like a tech company kind of deal, like a low key tech company, it would make sense that they would have multiple different things in that they could be running out of that suite, right? So it makes sense, you know. That's not like too much of an eyebrow raise, other than the fact that this is the USDebtClock.org that we are talking about. The US Debt Clock website, really like the website, it comes up first when you look up US Debt Clock. It's like the first thing that comes up. So it's kind of weird that it's, you know, that it is where it is, you know? It's just all the things aren't adding up for a like established website or like an established company, you know? So let's continue.
The agent's name who created the company is United States Corporation Agents, Inc. for a name. And under the filing name, I finally found Thomas Wilk. Okay, that's a strange name.
Now, I don't know why that's a strange name. I don't know why he said that, but this is where our boy here really takes the reins. And he is a much better researcher than me, obviously. He made it much further than me. So now we're going to backpack on our boy's research here. But let's continue. This is where I didn't get further than the websites, the LLC, and where it is, like the address and stuff. After that, I was completely lost. I didn't know where to go. So our boy has saved the day.
But what's weird is the same company created the real-time celebrity net worth app called CelebrityNetWorth.com, which is hosted on the exact same server as USDebtClock.org. Same MX records, same A records, same Cloudflare name server records. Both websites are this guy, Thomas Wilk. CelebrityNetWorth.com came online just 1 year after USDebtClock.org.
Now, that's a little strange. It's a little strange to have like a kind of, I would say, like important website, I guess, the US Debt Clock website, to be running that, and then you're like fuck it, dude. Let's do celebrity net worths too. So yeah, and then after everything that our boy says here, after this point, I didn't know how to get like the server shit. That was crazy. I didn't know how to get like their IP stuff. So I wasn't able to fact check that, but I did go through and look at the other stuff he was explaining, and everything does seem to add up. Like, he seems to be correct on this stuff. But we are going to take the conclusion with a grain of salt for reasons I will explain further in like a little bit.
Now, the celebrity website, it is operated by a company called Corte Laudato LLC, founded by CEO Brian Warner in 2008. Well, I Googled the name, and it's Marilyn Manson's original name.
Now, I think he's being a little bit, I don't know, I think he's kind of making a mountain out of a molehill here with the original name being Marilyn Manson's name, or with the guy's name being Marilyn Manson's original name, because, I mean, I feel like Brian Warner, there's probably a good few people out there named Brian Warner, so we're going to sit on that and not necessarily say it's a weird thing, you know?
I looked where the business is located in Corte Madera, California, and under the filed name is John, and then I found him, John, attorney for law, Office of John. His website, john.com, the name servers are both located in Britain and the United States, but he owns both usdebtclock.org and celebritynetworth.com.
Okay, so we've got our boy, right? We think. Now the guy John, right? I'm not gonna use his full name, just out of like, I don't know, just like to be safe here because we don't know for sure. But yeah, I looked up his website, right? And he is a attorney. He's an attorney in California, and he's kind of an old guy. That makes me kind of think like, I don't really know if it's him. You know, I don't really know if it's him. He's an old guy, like, I don't know. Upon researching more about John, I couldn't find anything like politically related. So I don't know if he's like, I don't know what political alignment he has or anything. But because that was kind of my goal here, was to see if there's any political lining within the usdebtclock.org. That we didn't know before, which I think there is, because it's kind of weird, the like message. They are strange messages, as our boy Prophetic Worship Gathering had pointed out. It is kind of odd that they're being pushed on a website like that. And then it's the weirdest thing to me is how like mysterious and how kind of hard to find, how much like digging you kind of have to do to find out who's running this website. You know, like, it doesn't make much sense that, like, it's supposed to be reputable, you know? My fifth grade teacher showed it to us. So I obviously thought this is a dope website, right? Like, this is, you know, this is pretty accurate, you know? But I kind of question if it is, because it's so hard to find who's behind it and who's running it, you know? So to try to get down to the bottom of it, on their website there is an AOL email to Mr. John's law office, right? So I emailed it. I also emailed the actual, if you remember seeing it when I showed it on the US Debt Clock site, there is a feedback email. I emailed the feedback email and I said, "Hello there. My name is Noah. I'm reaching out to inquire about a detail on your website. In the top right corner of the website, there is a box that says, 'Open the secret window,' and upon being clicked on, an image appears. I'd say the majority of the time, the message is religious, but I've seen a couple examples of non-religious postings on there. I'm just curious about the significance of these pictures slash messages and how you decide which ones to put up. To clarify, I'm not disgruntled about there being religious messages on there, just genuinely curious as to the reason for them. Also curious if you'd be willing to explain the meaning of some that I can send as screenshots. Any information will help. Thank you so much. Your friend, Noah." Now, I did use an email with my first and last name on it, which I don't which I kind of regret a little bit, but I don't think it matters because I got an email back immediately, an automated email that said, "Thank you for your comments. Although we can't respond to all emails, we really appreciate your input and thank you for your support." So obviously it's a dead end there. I'm not going to get anywhere there. So I sent the lawyer, the law office an email, right? I was hesitant to send him an email first because I saw it was an AOL, and I'm a young guy. I don't know what AOL was. So I was like, does AOL still exist or operate? And it does. It does. It was bought by Verizon in 2015, and it's still up. So that's good. So in an email to the AOL, to the law office, I said, "Good evening." Now, in this one, I used a different email that didn't have my first and last name. I made kind of a burner with an alias on it. My alias being Noah Pierce, because I didn't necessarily want my last name being on it. But I said, "Good evening. My name is Noah Pierce, and the website in question is usdebtclock.org. I was curious who owned the website, and after seeing the other people's research online, it seems the conclusion is that you own it. My question right now is, do you own it? If so, I have a few questions I'd like to ask about the site. If you don't own it, sorry for wasting your time. Thank you so much, Noah." Now, I worded the email very passively because I was like, I don't necessarily want to seem like I'm accusing them of anything. I was trying to seem very non-combative. That's why I said I wasn't disgruntled by the messages or anything in the first email, because I thought they might see it and take me as like someone who's like some like atheist who's like pissed off about it. And I'm not. I am religious myself. This is why I feel qualified to make this video. Here, I'll pop the Jesus chain for the rest of the video, dude. This is why I seem qualified to make this video, because I'm what I would call a cool Christian, you know? I'm kind of a dope dude, you know? So that's my qualifications, in case you were wondering. But so I waited. I was very patient. I sent that email, and the email, by the way, I did say in the head, I know I kind of jumped into it and just said the email in question. The subject was inquiry about a website you may or may not own. So I wait 2 weeks now. It's been 2 weeks. Or no. I waited 1 week, and then I didn't hear anything back. So I sent another email to the attorney. Now this one says, inquiry about ownership of a website. I said, "Good evening. My name is Noah Pierce, and the topic is usdebtclock.org. I was curious who owned the website, and after seeing other people's research online, it seems the conclusion is that John, our boy, again not using his last name, owns the website. After doing some research, this is the only email that I could find to reach out to. My question at this time is, do you own it? If so, I have a few questions I'd like to ask about the site. If you don't own it, sorry for wasting your time. A response is of utmost importance. If possible, a Zoom interview with Mr. would be ideal. Thank you so much, Noah G. Pierce." I sent the second email because I wanted to make it seem a little more important, because I want to get this. I didn't want to wait like another week to get this video done, so I was like, okay, we'll make it seem important. But still no response. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what I did wrong there, but I got no response. Maybe Google thinks I'm like a bot because I made the email the day that I sent the first one, and so they most definitely recognized the email and was like, okay, fuck this guy. I think there's probably a conspiracy that they're like, oh my god, he's onto us, they're gonna expose us. I think that's what's happening here. But so yeah, that's our boy. It's kind of a dead end. I emailed him. We're gonna take it with a grain of salt that it's John, because I mean, it's a lot of webs to go through. If you were confused by any of it, I did make a little chart of kind of the how we know, or like the research and stuff, and like how we got to the conclusion. So we start here with usdebtclock.org, which is located in this building on these servers. Now, on these servers is also celebritynetworth.org. Or I don't know if it's .org. Celebrity Net Worth. Now, this is owned by Corte Ladera LLC, which is owned by Brian Warner. Now, in the building and the address and stuff, the file name is John, our boy, right? Attorney at law. So, yeah, that's our research. That's how we got there. To like kind of dumb it down a little bit, that's how we got there. But you know, that's our little rabbit hole on the U.S. debt clock. That was, you know, kind of something I wasn't expecting to happen when I first started making this video. I think the conclusion to that rabbit hole is that it's kind of, I think it's odd for sure that there's this, like, what's supposed to be like a very reputable website is not, I guess, like, it's super like hard to find who owns it, and we had to go through so much shit to find like possibly who owns it, like not even like for sure who owns it, like possibly who owns it. We're gonna take it with a grain of salt. We're not gonna like, you know, say it's them for sure, because I don't know, again, I don't know the credentials of our boy here. He seems like a smart fellow. I'm not doubting necessarily, well, I'm doubting a little bit, I'll be honest, I'm doubting a little bit, but we're going to take all that shit with a grain of salt. But that was kind of the point of that whole tangent, I guess, is that the website is kind of weird. That's pretty much the conclusion, I think, there with the website, that it's a weird website, and that it might not be reliable. You know, I was talking to my sister about it. I was like, you know this website, right? She's like, yeah, dude, I'd seen it many times, and she had seen it many times in school as well, and she thought it was chill as well. But it's kind of weird, you know? What is NoNoBergy Labs, you know? And why the fuck is there no way of finding anything out about it other than where it's located, you know? At least it has an office. I guess that gives it a little bit of officiality, I guess you could say. But with the US debt clock stuff being done, let's get back to our boy Prophetic Worship Gathering. So in the little bio here, on their website, you see some links, right? First one, donate, which is a Square site. You open that up and it comes to, and I was wondering, what are we donating to, right? What's the point of the donation link? What is this going to? And after opening up the website, it's just to our boy Isamu, I guess. It's just our boy Isamu, you know? So that's awesome. And then we have their website. Go to their website, and this is where we really learn about them, right? Prophetic Worship Gathering community. Go through Prophetic Worship Gathering Thursday nights at 7:30. It's the live, as I was saying, it's the live prayer that he does for like 2 hours. It's like this boy goes hard. You know what I'm saying? Donation link, donate the Venmo one though. Kathy's art. I don't know who Kathy is, but yeah, that's the I believe the homepage. Yeah, that's the homepage. Now, to learn about our boy and kind of his, you know, who he fucks with, I guess, who his boys are, we go to gallery. Now, in gallery, we're presented with 4 pictures. We have, the first 2 are, as you can see, Isamu and Larry Randolph, and Isamu and Doug Addison. And then the other 2 pictures are, I'm assuming this is supposed to be like an angel or something, in this small child that is playing the guitar. And then the other one is like a similar thing with like a little weird light thing going on around this little boy. But yeah, but what we're most focused on here is Doug Addison and Larry Randolph. Now, to learn more about Isamu, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I'm just guessing, so forgive me if that's like incorrect. But to learn more about Isamu, I thought, let's learn about his friends a little bit, right? And so first off, I looked at Larry Randolph. Larry Randolph now, he has his own like church, I guess. He's got his own little church or something that he's got going on. And then in this little biopic that I found of him, it says Larry Randolph, contributor to the physics of heaven. Larry Randolph comes from a long line of preachers and began his own ministry. He has his own ministry. That's what I meant. Ministry. He began his own ministry when he was 5 years old, and at age 21 had a dramatic encounter with the Holy Spirit, which launched him into a global prophetic ministry. Larry has been deeply involved in various renewal outpourings since the 1960s and is the author of the widely acclaimed book User-Friendly Prophecy and Spirit Talk. What we are most interested in about this little biopic, At age 21, he had a dramatic encounter with the Holy Spirit, which launched him into a global prophetic ministry. Now, having a dramatic encounter with the Holy Spirit seems a little important, but I couldn't find anything about his dramatic encounter with the Holy Spirit. I kept looking into it. I looked up like Larry Randolph encounter with Holy Spirit, and there's nothing. There's nothing that I could find. So I don't know what his encounter was, but he had it, I guess. And then we get to our boy, Doug Addison. Now, Doug here, he's a bit of a Hollywood man. His website is filled with images like this. And I don't know, dude. It's like, it's very television-esque, I guess. I will also say he doesn't, in his website image and like the header, he doesn't really look like the picture he does, or he doesn't look like he does in his picture with Isamu. So, but we'll let that slide for now. Yeah, dude, he's just got a bunch of different, he's selling stuff. He's got like a podcast, and then he's got books and stuff. He's doing the regular famous like preacher stuff, right? He's doing his prophetic shit, right? He's on his prophetic shit. But one thing that I did find about Doug that I thought was very important was he was a little broke boy for a minute. He was a brokey, one might say. But listen to this story. This was on his website. I guess he was advertising. I don't know. I'll just read it. Tired of not having the money to do what God has called you to do? This is something I had to deal with myself. My journey of dealing with money issues started when I was in Cape Town, South Africa in 2019. I had angelic visitations that lasted for a week, including an angel of financial breakthrough. This started a series of visitations and major downloads from heaven and over the next few years. When I first got this revelation, my wife and I had a considerable amount of both personal and ministry debt. This is when the Lord gave me the wisdom and revelation on how to open the heavens over our finances, so we would never have to borrow again. Wow. What stood out to me here was the one of the angels that were visiting him through this week period was the angel of financial breakthrough. Now, I don't know what that. I guess there is. I looked it up. I guess there's an angel. There's an angel that's like all about like prosperation, I guess, and like wealthiness, which is dope. But I pictured it more as like kind of like a crypto bro, you know, like maybe he was microdosing shrooms and then he just saw a guy who was like, yo, dude, yo, Bored Apes, bro, they're at the lowest they've ever been, dude. Buy in now, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That was his angel financial breakthrough was just some guy pushing crypto on him. I think that's most likely what happened, honestly. He just got visited by a crypto bro while he was like microdosing. So yeah, that's kind of his friends here. He highlights them on his website. Those are the type of people that he, I guess he looks up to maybe or hangs out with. I don't know his relationship with them. It just has those pictures of him chilling with them. Now, if we go from the gallery page and we click on the media page, we get this video of Prophetic Insight Year 2020, Word, Cindy Jacobs, Oregon, etc. I don't know why he etcetera'd that, but it comes from a YouTube channel that isn't prophetic worship gathering. This is when we find out that Isamu has more YouTube channels. This one being called Real Thing TV, and there's kind of two of them. There's a Real Thing TV and a Real Thing TV CH2. Real Thing TV CH2 is kind of, I guess, the backup channel. I guess it's the backup channel for this because this channel dives into a lot of conspiracy theories. Let's look at, and it's not friendly conspiracy theories. I will put it that way. Let's look at, this is probably one of my, I think this is a good example that kind of lets you know what kind of stuff we're doing here, right? It kind of lets you know, like, okay, this is what we're about.
There are odd characteristics of this weapon that to the seasoned eye are unmistakable.
Now immediately, you will notice that there is a live Simpsons reaction at the bottom of the screen, and then and then we got our boy Anonymous chilling there too. The reason for these frames in the video, I'm not sure, but as you can see already, it's a similar format to prophetic worship gathering. It's just different. It's just different subject matter. Now, our boy is smart, right? Obviously, our boy is very smart. He says there are characteristics to this weapon that people don't recognize other than me and my boys, right? That's what he's saying there.
As in California and other places. This is what they did in Maui.
Okay. Now, if you are like me and you kind of pay a little bit of attention to stuff like this, like conspiracy theory stuff like this, this is what they used in Maui, or however he said it. He's talking about Jewish space lasers. He's saying that there's Jewish space lasers that are okay. What happened in Maui, they claim, is that it was the wildfire, or like the wildfires that have swept through Hawaii were caused by Jewish space lasers. When it wasn't, it was caused by like a power line that like caught on a tree and it lit on fire, and it was a very dry season, so it fucked shit up. Everything I just said is very substantiated, and there's videos of it, so it's case closed on that one, like that, dude. Like, done. It is case closed there. But there are people who believe it is Jewish space lasers, and he said as well, like in California, the Californian wildfires, like every time there's a big wildfire in California, they say it's Jewish space lasers that started the wildfire, which obviously it never is. Jewish space lasers don't fucking exist. Let's continue.
The sorry bastards running this shit show have many ways to kill us.
Okay. And there it is. Jews run the world. He first says that they have weapons that more normal people can't recognize, right? The they being the Jews, obviously, and then he's not directly saying it, but when he says the people running this shit show, he's talking about the Jews. He's saying the Jews are running the world, and that the Jewish space lasers, that they can kill us with their Jewish space lasers. So it's a big shift we have here from our prophetic worship, like 2.5 hour prayers, to our Jews run the world and space laser stuff. It's a big jump. It is a real big jump that we've taken. But it's our boy. It's Isamu, dude. He runs this fucking channel, and I guess he knows something we don't, I guess. Okay, so our next example of Jewish space lasers that he shows us in this is 5G tower taken out by direct energy weapon with a question mark. He's leaving it open-ended. He's leaving it a little open, which I don't appreciate. Honestly, if you're gonna do the conspiracy theory shit, own it, motherfucker, own it. Just say that it is what it is, Don't leave the open-ended question mark, because that's what he's saying when he says the people running this shit show. That's what he's doing. He could reply to this video and be like, no, I'm not talking about the Jews. He's talking about the Jews. Like, we all know what you're doing here. Just own that shit, dude. Say the Jews are running the world. Like, bro, if it's what you believe, why don't you fucking own that shit, dude? So his next theory is 5G tower taken out by direct energy weapon. And let's see what impeccable evidence of space lasers he has here. Oh my god. Did you guys see it? Oh my gosh. No, did you guys see it though? You guys saw that, right? Dude, okay, let's watch Isamu's slow motion replay, where he shows the entire clip in slow motion. So it's like 5 minutes of waiting, and then it finally happens. Guys, that was a lightning bolt. Like, that wasn't even like a believable, like, he's showing the images of, like, he showed like the image of the space laser, right? It's like, okay, I guess that looks like a laser. That was just dead ass a fucking lightning bolt. And why does it matter that it hit a 5G tower? Is he one of the 5G's melts your brain guys? Probably. I'm willing to say I'm willing to say he thinks 5G is gonna melt brains. And that you need to wear your like tinfoil hat. So yeah, Jewish space lasers, and as we saw on the prophetic worship channel, he had alien stuff, right? But it wasn't anything. He was just reporting on it, right? It wasn't necessarily anything very compelling. So our boy here, it's another alien video. So you're gonna have to listen to what he says here. I might have to boost it. I don't know how quiet it's gonna come through, but he talks us through an alien encounter video.
Hey guys, how you doing? A friend of mine sent me this video.
Now, I don't know what this little frame in the bottom left... Excuse me. I don't know what this little frame in the bottom left here is, but you can see right here, if you look closely, even though the video is in an aspect ratio of 1:1 and is like 1440p, you can kind of see a little alien figure right here making its way across the field.
I don't know if it's real. I know a lot of people can edit stuff, but it's pretty weird. It was filmed by a park ranger in Siberia, so it's hard to get the close clip of this alien creature walking into this UFO, and definitely high technology, because there's nothing like...
Okay, so he does say he doesn't know if it's real because he knows people can edit stuff, but then he says it was filmed by a park ranger in Siberia, which I believe he specifies this to kind of give it credibility that it might be real and that he might be spitting facts here. And obviously, it doesn't take someone with like a PhD to understand that this shit ain't real. That shit was fake as hell. This video inspired me, right? If he could kind of believe, at least, he did specify that people can edit stuff. He knows that it could be fake. He did acknowledge that. If he is this gullible to believe that might be, like, there's a sliver of like that might be real in his head, what if I try to trick him? What if I make my own little UFO video to try to get him to maybe post it on his YouTube channel? Just a long, maybe a stretch, maybe that's a stretch. But I tried it. I did try it. He didn't post it, but which is kind of disappointing. He didn't post it, but I originally reached out to him. I found the Real Thing TV Facebook page. I couldn't figure out where to reach out to him. So I went on the Real Thing TV Facebook page and I messaged him. So I messaged him saying, "Hello there. After looking at your YouTube channel, I felt that I should reach out and offer you a video that my friend recorded just last week where he caught a UFO on camera. I really think you'd be interested in it. The video is too big to send on Facebook Messenger, so I was wondering if there was an email I could send the video to. If you aren't interested, I understand. God bless and keep up the great work. Thanks." Now, I didn't know about the Jewish space laser stuff until after I had sent this message. I saw the alien stuff first, and then I did all the alien shit. So keep up. Maybe I shouldn't have said keep up the great work, because I don't think that Jewish space lasers are. I don't think it's very cool to spread the Jewish are running the world shit. So I'm low-key regretting that part of the message, but I sent it to him. And on like the app, on Facebook Messenger app, it says like, under his thing, it says usually replies instantly. So I gave it a few days and he did not reply there. So I was kind of bummed. I had made the video and everything. I was like, okay, this kind of sucks. I put in a lot of effort for him not to respond to me. But then I realized I can just get his email from his YouTube page. So I did that. I emailed the Real Thing TV email and I said, "Hello there, my name is Noah. After looking at your YouTube channel, I felt that I should reach out and offer you a video that my friend recorded just last week where he caught a UFO on camera. I really think you'd be interested. If you aren't, I understand. God bless and keep up the great work. Thanks." I just used the exact same message. I said, "Your friend Noah Pierce." And then there it is. You can see it right there. UFO sighting. Now, this, I gotta be honest, is some of my best work. Now, It's been like about a week, and he hasn't responded to the email, and he hasn't put it on his YouTube channel, so it didn't work, folks. It didn't work. I guess it wasn't as believable as maybe I thought it would be, but I would still like to present my fake UFO video because I put a lot of work into it. It took me probably like 15 minutes to throw together. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy. Oh my gosh, dude. Such a beautiful day out today, dude. Such a beautiful day out. The sky is so blue. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is that? No, oh my god. What is that, dude? Oh, dude, I'm freaked out. I'm going back inside. Now, that was awesome, wasn't it? I worked so hard on it, and he's not even going to consider putting it on his YouTube channel or get back to me about it? Come on, bro. My video, I will say, is definitely more believable than the one he posted. So, I don't know what the deal is, dude. I don't know what the deal is. So, as I said, there's a Real Thing TV2 YouTube channel, and this one highlights what I would say is a really awesome conspiracy theory to believe in. There's no commentary on this video, so I'm gonna do the commentary for him because I think that would be good. So NASA has released this photo. This is the original NASA photo of Mars from the rover. Now, but the thing is that and insert scary music now. It's okay, when does this shit switch? Okay, it's soon. Now, obviously, I don't think... Look at it, guys! Guys, look at it! Guys, no way! It's in Bulgaria! Guys, it's in Bulgaria! I can't believe this! We were lied to, man! They lied to us! NASA lied! No way, dude! Okay, so after looking into this conspiracy theory, NASA never put out that first image. That first image is just an image that somebody edited and turned everything red and then posted it claiming that NASA put it out, I guess. NASA never released that first image. That's not a real NASA picture. That's not like a real picture from the rover, obviously, because this is a real place in Bulgaria. They just took this and made it red and said it was from NASA, which it never was from NASA. So the gullibility here is pretty off the charts, obviously. And so I was very pleased to, in a video, I didn't link it because I'm an idiot, but in a video, I hear him say, "We're getting censored here, so check out the Rumble." That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Where every good comedian's career goes to die after they get accused of sexual assault. Rumble. He's on Rumble, dude. If we go to the Real Thing TV Rumble page, he's balling out, dude. He's got 8,000 followers. He's balling. Again, I don't have a Rumble account. We're here as Noah Pierce. We're here as Noah G. Pierce, okay? It's not, I'm not like that. And so first, I see Cassidy Israel is run by the Anunnaki. Now, I don't know what that is, and I didn't watch this full video because it's 52 minutes long, and I'm not that dedicated to this shit. I'm not gonna watch a 52-minute video about how, here, let's look up what the Anunnaki is, actually. Okay, guys, this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, the Anunnaki are a group of deities of the ancient Sumerian Echidnas, Assyrians, and Babylonians in the earliest Sumerians writing about them, which come from post-Echidna period, the Akuna. So yeah, it's some ancient shit, I guess, but I don't fucking... Do I think Israel is run by the Akunais? No, I don't. I don't think that. I think that's, I think she's a kook. Off the bat, we don't know anything about her. I think she's a kook. What's going on, everybody? It's post-production Noah again. I completely forgot to talk about Carrie Cassidy's credentials, so we'll just go over real quick. She wrote a book. Carrie Cassidy wrote a book called Rebel Gene, Rebel Gene, Secret Space, and the Future of Humanity. The book's description on Amazon says, "This book is the story of my journey down the rabbit hole to discover the truth behind the secret space program, ETs, UFOs, and conspiracies of all kinds. To research this book, I interviewed about 1,000 individuals worldwide from high-level military, both retired and current, intelligence agencies, In the United States and other countries, law enforcement, physicists, scientists of many kinds, former employees of the NSA, NASA, CIA, NRO, and airspace corporations, abductees, contactees, self-proclaimed super soldiers, enhanced physically and or mentally and physically, and the list goes on. Some have gone on the record and been filmed in person and via YouTube, and others have stayed in deep black and are known as secret sources. This book is a distillation of the information provided in those interviews combined with my own experiences and investigations as an investigative journalist and interviewer. It is an exploration into the nature of consciousness and the future of humanity. Now, that's pretty awesome, right? She interviewed over 1,000 people for it. This book has got to be like huge, dude. They got to be doing War and Peace numbers here, page-wise. 1,000 people, even if like, I feel like most of those people get multiple pages for sure. Dude, like even if each person gets like maybe, it says like maybe half a page worth of stuff, dude, that's still 500 pages. This book's got to be massive. It's 358 pages. So, I guess, I don't know. Maybe she just cut some people out of there. 1,000 individuals interviewed, and you only got 358 pages. That's interesting. And also, out of those 1,000 individuals worldwide, you couldn't find one good graphic designer because this cover sucks. This cover is shit. It looks terrible. I could have made a better one, and fucking my thumbnails aren't complex, dude. Like I could make some better shit than this. This is terrible. But yeah, back to the rest of the video. There was one thing from the early bit in this video that I did think was a little intriguing. So let's tune into that.
The bottom line is that, Biden and his trips over there, this is an actor. He's just doing his job. He's not Biden. Biden is dead. Biden died around their inauguration. They gave a funeral for him. That was his inauguration. All of this is substantiated by Derek Johnson's information.
So I guess this video is just like a re-upload of like a screen recording and re-upload of a conversation that Carrie Cassidy here had with Gail. So obviously she's on some QAnon shit, dude. She thinks that Joseph, Mr. Sleepy Biden, has passed away, and he passed away around the inauguration. And then that the guy who, there's an actor playing Joe Biden right now, and this is substantiated by Mr. Derek Johnson. Now, I looked up Derek Johnson, and I guess she's talking about the ex-military country singer Derek Johnson. I guess I'll show you the video of him talking about. I could only find re-uploads of it, but we're gonna let my man Derek Johnson here. We're gonna let him cook, and then we're gonna talk about what he has to say. Hey guys, we're not gonna let Derek Johnson cook. I've made the decision. It's like a 6-minute video, and I just don't think it's really worth like cutting down and including it and talking about it and shit, because he's just yapping for 6 minutes about like military uniforms and about songs that were played during like a broadcast of during Joe Biden's inauguration, and basically I guess the different uniforms that were made, or the uniforms weren't like official stuff, so it's like it like looks like Hollywood production uniforms, and then that they played like songs that are played. I don't know. He really nitpicked at stuff, and I don't. It's fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid. And for sake of the video, I'm not gonna include it because it's just not worth our time, honestly. So back to it. Joe Biden's gonna be dead soon, bro. Like I think we all know he's gonna be dead soon. We don't have to keep making shit up like he's already dead. Like just give it a little bit, bro, and it will happen for real this time. Like what the fuck are you talking about? So yeah, that's the type of also conspiracy theories that our boy Isamu is into. But that's not the only thing from the Rumble page that I want to bring up. The Rumble page is honestly, it's pretty good, dude. The Rumble page actually is like low-key fire for like entertainment purposes, but The next one, did Mr. Biden really just say this? Usher in a NWO. Let's check our boy out.
America,
For this, but I do not doubt it in any way.
our fellow Americans and our immigrant friends. America is going through much needed change. Those who resist will not fare well in the new America. Tensions are high, but China is the model for the world, and that's why Barack and I, Barack and I. Well, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It is time to usher in once, and for all the New World Order. That's not a bad thing. That being said, it is time for my nap, because being vice president is a lot of work, and President Harris and I are going to keep fighting for America. Thank you. Which way? Oh, this way again. Okay.
Okay, obviously, this is a pretty goofy, silly video. Obviously, it's AI, dude. Obviously, it is AI. All this shit is like reposts, but I mean, if he's reposting it, he's co-signing it, no? Like, he believes this shit, bro. Absolutely, he believes this shit. This was so obviously AI, dude. I don't know how old Isamu is, but I feel like a 93... no. Like a 98-year-old who can, like, who's just like this. Who, like, can't move, you know, is fucking... I feel like they could probably tell, like, oh, he didn't actually say that. Like, that is... It's obviously AI. Where was that one part?
Well, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's obviously... It's so robotic. It's obviously a robot. Like, come on, dude. Like, this shit isn't even hard to fucking figure out, bro. So, dude, that's a great one. He got in on the action when there was cocaine in the White House. He got into, dude, he got a part of that action as well.
As Biden is getting ready to be removed, someone on the inside, Mold, dropped the cocaine purposely, and the story was linked in her, when intentionally, and the Secret Service was stopped.
Okay. Obviously, it is Isamu. This one is Isamu. I don't know what he's trying to get at. The Chinese dropped the cocaine in the White House. That's what happened. The Chinese got the cocaine in the White House. It's titled "What's Really Happening Behind the Scenes," which is like a little misleading. Is like he is claiming that this is true. This is not true. It was probably... Dude, do you know how many people are definitely doing coke in the government? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, dude, for sure, 80% of our officials are strung out like half the time. Like, are we joking here? Like, there was if cocaine wasn't found in the White House when it was found in the White House, it would have been found like maybe like a week later. There'd be a different thing of cocaine in the White. Like, it's pretty much guaranteed that there would be cocaine in a government building, like, for sure, like, without a doubt. That there's no doubt in my mind that we would find coke, or just like find like a picture of someone doing coke. Okay, so he obviously believes that, like, this shit's real. What's happening behind the scenes? Like, that's a way to title it, that it's like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, he believes in this shit. You know, I can confidently say that he believes in this shit. He might try to be passive about it, like with the space lasers and stuff, but it's not... We know, right? Like, we know. I've got two more examples that I want to pull off the Rumble here before we get into our little conclusion, I guess, or what the point of this video is. This video is about... It's titled Alien Invasion Imminent. And this is a screen record. All of these are shitty quality screen recordings, as you've probably noticed already. This one is from, as we can see here... maybe a soldier or something. I don't know where this video comes from. This video is very, like, mysterious, but...
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but the government's gonna create a fake alien invasion. I know that sounds crazy, but it's what's gonna do. It's gonna create a united front with the world. And we have technology already from decades ago that they're going to implement in our society. That's what the Space Force was created for, to use this new technology and pretend like it's brand new, but we've had it for decades. But we can't tell the people that, because the technology we have is gravitational manipulation, which will create free energy, which will make gasoline, oil, electricity all obsolete. But our human race isn't ready to adapt that yet. And it will drive the human race insane trying to adapt it. So what is one way to make them force this adaptation? An alien invasion.
Bars, bro. My man is spitting bars, bro, on the hip-hop beat, talking about how are they gonna make us transition into this new technology? Alien invasions. Yup. Obviously, there's no credentials here, so this guy's probably just not military. I'd assume. I'm willing to say that. And I think it's funny how people can just see a guy in an army uniform and think, oh my gosh, he's gotta be spitting facts. Like, there's no way he would be lying to me right now. This guy probably isn't military, like, genuinely. Or he might be, and then he's just fucking around, you know? Like, let's be for real here. If we had technology to run our society off of things other than oil and shit, like solar like whatever the fuck he said, anybody, motherfucker, would be willing to switch over to that shit. Like, what are we talking about here? What grand technology does it, like, why wouldn't we want to switch over to it? Does it require some insane do we have to fucking, like, give up something for it? Is that why we need convincing to use it? Like, it hasn't taken much convincing in history to, you know, like when cars started coming around, everybody was on that shit. It was like, let's fucking go, dude. Let's, like, get around quicker. That's awesome, you know? Like, it hasn't taken much convincing to get people to transition to new ways of, like, new ways of doing shit. How do you think we got here, bro? You think people saw an iPhone and were like, oh my god, no way, Jose. No, they were like, that shit's dope, low-key. That shit's dope on the low, on God, for real. That's what they were thinking. They weren't thinking, there's no way, dude. There's no freaking way I'm doing this shit, you know? There's no conceivable way that I'm switching over to smartphones. People just switched over to smartphones if they could afford it. Like, it was dope, you know? I don't think we need a fake alien invasion to convince us to change to different forms of fucking energy, you know? Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing here? Okay? And then our final one, and this is one of my favorites. I love, like, when I said earlier the 5G, that he might be a 5G guy, he is for sure. This example pretty much confirms that he's like a 5G guy, being like 5G can fuck up your brain. And I just, this is like one of my favorite examples ever. I don't know where the hell this conference, it's a recording from like a conference, right? I don't know where it is. I don't know where the conference is being held, but I'll just let it cook and we'll talk about it afterwards. So this is called How Your Wi-Fi Router Helps AI Read Your Mind.
Of course, it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts, like, are starting to be decoded. How about, can we go from Wi-Fi radio signals, you know, sort of like the Wi-Fi routers in your house, can you go from that to where human beings are, to images? So what they did is they had, a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera, so all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room, and this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly, AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
Wow, really makes you think. Obviously, the Wi-Fi cannot do that. That's not a thing that can happen. And I think this is an example of, it just takes confidence, really, to convince anyone of anything. If you can just be like, yeah, I'm smart, listen to me, this is real. And people will be like, oh, okay, Yeah. Okay. And I think this is a prime example of that. Again, our boy Isamu is believing in this shit. And so I think, so if there is a message I have with this video, we started off looking at religious stuff, religion, and it kind of, I guess, formed Isamu into believing in like crazy conspiracy theory shit that like fucking makes no sense and has no base in reality at all, right? And I think the point to this video, if there is one, rather than just like presenting something I found, I guess it would have to be that religion is, and I have insider knowledge here, okay? I'm confirmed in my church. I've been baptized. I've done it all, bro. I've done it all, okay? So I'm like for real in this shit. Religion requires a blind faith, right? That's what faith is, right? It's just a belief, even if there's no one has seen God, but people still believe in it, right? There's no like pictures of God, but people still choose to believe in it for whatever moral reason or whatever, right? It's a blind belief in it, right? There's not necessarily, and there is evidence for like stuff that happened in the Bible and stuff, like some of that shit is real, right? But like the God aspect and like the Holy Spirit and like the more elevated deity aspect is, people still believe in it, even though there's no tangible necessary evidence of it. And I think that can lead people into a mindset that can raise their gullibility because they have this blind faith in one thing. So then it kind of changes the way they think about things into less of like a practical standpoint where it requires like, it takes like evidence and stuff for them to believe in something. And now it only requires just some guy saying it and they'll believe pretty much anything. And even if there's no real tangible evidence, or if someone makes up tangible evidence and they don't do any like really research of their own or anything, they just will believe it. And I think that is I think it stems from the mindset that religion implements into people with like a blind faith. Again, I have this blind faith, but again, I'm a chill Christian. I'm cool as fuck, and I don't believe in Jewish space lasers. So it's kind of I don't know. I think hopefully this video helps you further understand like your odd family members or anything, or if you have like crazy family members that believe in shit like this, and maybe how they became that way, and that, it's not necessary. That I would say majority of people who believe, who like their minds kind of form this way, it comes from religion. It comes from a belief in something that doesn't necessarily have proof or any evidence of it. They apply that same kind of faith thing to like everything in their life that they hear and stuff like that. And it makes them very gullible to believing in this stuff. And it's just a pipeline that people will fall through and just go down, and it negatively affects them. So, yeah. Thank you everybody for coming out. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, if you will. Do all that grand old stuff. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I worked really hard on this. This is like 3 weeks in the making. And it's like most of the shit on my channel, as you could probably tell, it's all like gaming stuff. And so there wasn't a lot of effort that went into it other than like editing, I guess. And this really took a lot of effort, a lot of research and stuff. So I really appreciate coming out and watching, maybe making it this far in the video. I hope I hooked you. Yeah, dudes. I'm gonna try to make more content like this, like commentary stuff. I don't really have anything right now that I think I can make a video on. It's like as like in depth as this one was. But down the line, I'd like to make some more stuff like this because I think this is really cool and informative. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, night, whatever. And I'll catch you whenever I upload next. Thank you.